it's Coach Tactical Hyve out on the range today, and today I've got a pair of Aimpoints. We got the T2 and the Duty RDS, and we'll go over what you're going to get for that extra money if you want to go T2. Right after this. And we're back. Now, people are always looking for the best value, okay? And if you've seen videos in the past, I'm a big fan of high value stuff. I own a lot of ARs, but I don't have a lot of money. So most of mine are wearing something in the line of a Holosun or a SIG Romeo 5. Okay, now, if you only have one gun and you want something that's, you know is going to be robust, and you're willing to break up your pocketbook a little bit, the next tier up, we've got Aimpoint. Aimpoint has been around for a long time. They're a really good company, and they, the military's used them. They make good, solid, reliable red dot sights. And now, for the last couple years, they've come out with their Duty line. Okay, so the Duty RDS is a more affordable, version. It ain't cheap, but it's still an Aimpoint, okay? It's still going to be pretty much bulletproof. All right, so starting off with design and construction. The RDS here, the housing appears to be, I don't know for sure, but it appears to be either cast or forged, the body. And on the T2, I would say this is probably milled out of a piece of billet. Now, going by the specs, it says that the RDS is actually a little more durable than the T2. Now, I don't know for sure. They're both Aimpoints. They're both going to be tough as nails. If you're that much harder on your gear, well, then maybe that'll score a point for the RDS. So now, next on the specs is your field of view, right? And on the spec sheet, it says the RDS has a slightly larger field of view. Now, I've looked through both of them, and honestly, until I actually looked at the specs, I couldn't tell, and so honestly, the end user's you're not gonna be able to tell. Okay, if you use a red dot properly, you're not looking at the red dot, you're target focused, okay? You're focused on the threat, looking through it with both eyes open, and that red dot's gonna be floating there just waiting for you. Okay, now, where it may come in handy is, placement. If you're in an odd position, finding that red dot, if you've got maybe that little more might make a difference, or maybe it won't. But we're talking like real niche category here. All right, so next we'll talk about the controls. Now this is whatever you're used to, it's no big deal really. But what you got here on the T2, if you like to have your little adjustment on a wheel, you got it on this one, and then your windage. It's like a flat blade screwdriver, which is actually pretty easy. Everybody's got something on their kit that'll help you out to move this one. And then this has a cap on it for your elevation. And believe you take this off. Yeah, you got the two little nubs there, and you can put it there, and that's how you make your adjustments there. Show the little nubs there, and the nubs there. You line those up, and then you can make the adjustment. Now on the RDS, you've got your up-down arrows. Hit up, gets brighter. Hit down, gets dimmer. And then for windage and elevation, you still got those little nubs there, and they're flush mounted, so the chances of you bashing it and hurting it that way go down. So I kind of like that. And honestly, that's the only real differences between the controls, and whichever one you decide on, you just get used to it. Okay, so next on the list is battery life. Now, this is where the T2 scores, right? So we got 30,000 hours with the RDS and about 50,000 with the T2. So 3 years versus 5 years. And if you're changing your battery on your birthday like you're supposed to be to make sure that thing's reliable, it's kind of a moot point. But, you know, this one will last longer for that doomsday scenario where you never see a battery again. So now on to performance. Honestly, looking through these two, I can't tell the difference when it comes to glass quality. Maybe your eyes are better than mine. Maybe you might see a slight shift. Honestly, I don't. And I'm not really looking for that anyway. I'm looking for the damn red dot on target as I add pressure. Okay? Now, they both have 4 night vision settings, and so this is where the T2 wins out a little bit. It's got 8 daylight settings, where your RDS only has 6. Okay? For me, I don't require that fine tuning, for a daylight shoot. But okay, it's there for you. If that's important to you, then you can go with the T2. Wins on that one. And so now we're going to talk about the mounting system. The RDS, it comes out of the box with a decent mount. Little mount on Picatinny rail. I'm not sure about Weaver, but I'm sure, everything I have is pretty much Picatinny rail, and most everything you're going to encounter in the AR world is now Picatinny rail. So this is going to work for probably 90% of you, maybe a little more. Okay, now if you're not in the AR world, well, the T2 has more mounting options. Okay, there's more aftermarket stuff to mount this, either low on, say you're using on a shotgun or an AK variant, or you whatever you want to use it on, right? There's more mounting possibilities for this, so it's a little more customizable. So we'll give the edge to the T2 on that one. Okay, then we got size and weight. All right, honestly, for the user, they're pretty damn close to the same size. They're within, fractions of an ounce of weight of each other. Where the T2 might give you some more modularity is it's about 1/3 of an inch smaller, okay, in height. Okay, so, and again, that's going to depend on what mounting system you put on. So you could, if you really need to get this thing low, this will go 1/3 of an inch lower than your RDS. So the final thing we're going to talk about is price and value. The RDS, you can shop around, but retail, you're going to be right at around $500. Whereas the T2, you're right in and around about 900. Okay, so there's a fair amount of difference there. In my view, I bought the RDS because it fits what I need. I don't need that extra modularity and little extra little stuff here and there. Miles, of course, he likes all the Gucci stuff, so this is his. And I think he just likes it so he can say, I've got a T2. Well, I'm not really into that, man. If I want something that's going to turn on when I want it to turn on, function, and take a beating. If you're easy on your gear, you're treating it wrong, all right? You need to get out there and train with it. Either one of these is going to be awesome. Aimpoints are great. I've been using them for decades now, and I have nothing bad to say about them. They're probably my favorite. If cost is not an option or an issue, then I go Aimpoint pretty much every time. So anyway, guys, if you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, because we might be getting throttled. I don't know. Anyway, leave me some comments.